Hi, welcome to Our Grace, and today we are very honoured to be joined by. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Lamar Glover. I am a father. I'm a recording artist. I'm also a school teacher. I'm a professor of physics. I was very much involved with all kinds of nonprofit work and community organizing. So yeah, I've worn a lot of different hats, and I wear a lot of different hats now. Yeah.
I just have to pop in here because Lamar was so humble. He didn't mention the big documentary Netflix film that he was featured in called Behind the Curve. And for those who haven't seen it, I highly recommend you watch it. Here's a little clip.
Lamar Glover is going to talk about dismantling the scientific superiority complex.
I'm really interested to see what you think about how the conversation's going on social media regarding race.
It's interesting because everyone gets into their little silos, right? We kind of have our social media feed set up, and whether it be Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or for the younger folks, like the TikToks and the Snapchats. Does anyone even on Snapchat anymore? If I'm making myself Snapchat, I don't know.
Bring it back.
I was trying to bring credibility, and I was like, he said Snapchat.
He's a boomer.
Exactly. Okay, boomer. So you kind of pick who you're around, and there's people who you just silence or you unfollow or. So my feed won't necessarily be the same as your feed, right? Our feeds are really informed by the lifestyles we choose and where we come from and where we're going, right? So generally speaking, the people in my feed are pretty much left to center, right?
Mm-hmm.
From different walks of life, but I don't have too many people who are conservative in my feed. And those that are conservatives that know how to share space with liberals or progressives, or leftists, right? So that's kind of where my feed is. Zuckerberg's done a very good job of not making me angry when I'm on that website, right? But there are moments of challenge, and there's dialogues to be had, even in amongst that spectrum. I don't have anyone saying anything horrible in there, but I do have some challenges where people have to talk things out. I just mentioned this to some other folks, including my students I work with right now. And if anyone gives you a narrative about any aspect of what's going on right now, whether it be coronavirus, the uprisings, police brutality, they give you analysis in less than 10 seconds and they're done, do not believe anything they say, right? Because things are unbelievably complex, right? Yeah. And if someone has a very simple narrative or something, then it's just inaccurate, right? When people hear the word, they're labeled as racist, they shut down, right?
Yeah. No one wants to be racist.
No one wants to be a racist, right? However, between the fact that we all have things internalized, right, that were given to us by society, we have a lifetime listening to action films and Disney films, and we get these narratives about what should look like this, what should be like that. This is what a relationship looks like. This is what financial success looks like. This is what fulfillment looks like, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then you have to unlearn those things or expand upon them, right? So we have all these presets that are just not quite the whole entire picture. And some of those presets are straight up sexist, homophobic, transphobic, racist ideology. So if it's like that coding thing, GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, we have to update our coding in our minds, right? And that takes time, and all of us are going to be guilty of that, right? There's no way around it. You can't live in a society like this that tells us all kinds of things, and we have to work towards that, right?
There isn't enough conversations and there isn't enough sharing of experiences.
Right. Actually, there's one person, this all happened on social media. She was posting up the fact that she got pulled over for speeding and got a ticket, and the cops were asking her lots of questions, more than she's used to, and it was because of the looting that was happening, and they were afraid that she was looting because she was going faster than she should, and she had her seats down in her car. Right, and she keeps her seats down for her dog, so her dog can walk around and stuff, right? Yeah. But they were saying when people steal stuff, they speed, and they keep their seats down so they can fit more stuff in the car. So she was saying, so guys, if you're driving around right now with the curfew happening and everything like that, make sure you drive the speed limit and don't have anything conspicuous in your car. And my reply to her was, you sweet summer child. It was that's been my life. That's been my life. That's been every Black person's life. That's not news. That's like saying, hey guys, it's going to be hot this summer, so make sure you put on sunscreen. I just found this out. It's this thing on and you don't get burned, right? It's not like we all got in a meeting together and said, yes, so how are we going to make Brian upset? Like, okay, we'll all have this ideology and tell Brian he's wrong, right? No, we don't do that. It might seem like that but the reason it seems like that is that we've all suffered in this system and have a shared experience and shared trauma that's similar. It's not like we went out there going to the bad LAPD experience store and bought it. It literally came to us, right? These are the type of things that affect that, and if Brian doesn't have that experience, he can't relate. But he can't empathize, but he can kind of sympathize. But he has to let go of some things that he's been told. And I think what's the challenging thing is that people need to find ways to expand their knowledge, expand their perspective, as opposed to just sort of undoing it completely. Like, adding knowledge doesn't mean you negate all your previous knowledge. There's things that Brian may have been told by his family that are very useful, but then he has to know that some of the things he's been told by his family or society is not useful. It needs to be expanded upon and incorporated into his new knowledge. Let that be his new normal. If I had to say anything, it's like sometimes the best thing is someone, if you have a thought and you really want to be an ally, but you really can't get down with some of these narratives, like you just have a hard time with it and you think looters are just awful, just keep it to yourself. Even the idea of like keeping your bad thoughts to yourself is a form of allyship. I'll give you, it's just like, just don't propagate.
Take anything.
don't say any bad ideas. Like, just keep them to yourself and work on yourself while you're at that. I can remember the '92 uprising, and I remember basically that this time around things are very different.